Chapter 3. Portrayal of Soul. Question number 41. In one of your works, Treasure of Knowledge Part 4, under the heading of An Important Part of a Reply to a Letter, you have written excellent points regarding the soul, the main part of which is as follows. Soul is a reality, a simple substance, a subtle life, a great world, an inner awareness, a real awakening, an unprecedented thing, a hidden treasure, an everlasting kingdom, a luminous existence, a divine image, an eternal essence, a unity of attributes, a pattern of life, a subtle universe, a mirror of miracles, a fountainhead of blessings, a compriser of divine signs, a compendium of states, a center of favors, an expanse of paradises, an exaltation of ranks, etc., etc. In these 22 phrases, the attributes of soul have been portrayed in the most excellent way. However, you would like to have further elaboration of the last 8 phrases so that it would facilitate the recognition of soul more and more. Answer. Indeed, soul is a subtle universe in which each and everything exists in a subtle form. It is such a mirror that all the pre-eternal, post-eternal, spatial and non-spatial miracles of God, the Lord of Honor, are observed in it. It is the fountainhead of divine blessings in which all the divine signs are gathered. It is the compendium of the states and events of past and the future. God has made the soul the center of his favors. By the grace of God, the soul itself is the paradise, the expanse of paradise which is mentioned in the Quran, Surah 57, Ayat 21 is, in fact, the expanse of soul, and it is the soul in which there are all the ranks and grades of honor from the beginning to the end. Is soul perceptible or intelligible? Question number 42. Please tell us whether the soul is among the perceptibles or the intelligibles. Please explain your view concerning this in the light of proofs. Answer. Soul, as such, is intelligible. That is, it cannot be recognized by the external senses, rather only by the intellect. However, when it is linked with the subtle or the dense body, in a sense, it can also be called perceptible, particularly in the form of the subtle body. That is, when our soul is dressed in the attire of the celestial body, we can see it with the physical eye with all its beauties, we can hear its conversation, we can smell its fragrances, etc. When the Holy Spirit appeared before Hazrat Maryam alayha salam, it was in the form of a perfect and complete man with reference to the Quranic verse Surah 19, Ayat 17. Sometimes by God's command, angels also appear dressed in the human attire, Surah 11, Ayat 69 till 81. In short, where the small souls appear in the form of particles, the great souls, which are angels, appear in the perfect human form. Ruh and Ruh. Question number 43. You have mentioned earlier that the word Ruh, soul, is mentioned in the Quran 24 times. However, we see that the word Ruh is also included 3 times in this number. Does this mean that Ruh also has the same literal meaning as Ruh, or is it its ta'wil? Answer. First of all, Ruh and Ruh in reality are one. Namely, they are the same word. Secondly, even if we consider Ruh a separate word from Ruh and then look for its ta'wil, we come again to the same conclusion. In any case, the word Ruh is used for the Ruh, for they have the same root and meaning. For instance, reflect upon this blessed verse carefully, according to which those who are nearest to God receive Ruh, spirit, and Ruhaniyat, spirituality from God in the very life of this world, in which there are all kinds of spiritual flowers and fruits. فَأَمَّا إِنْ كَانَ minal mukarrabina farawhun wa rayhanun wa jannatu na'imin. Thus, if he is of those nearest to Allah, then there is for him even in this life the real spirit, ruh, and the fragrant flowers and a garden of favors. Surah 56, ayat 88 till 89. In another place, the word ruh is used in this way: وَلَا تَيْأَسُوا مِنْ رَوْحِ اللَّهِ, and despair not of the Spirit of Allah. Lo, none despairs of the Spirit of Allah save the disbelievers. Surah 12, ayat 87. Now, in this verse, it is also possible to read ruh instead of raw. These divine words, quote, despair not of the ruh, spirit, i.e., mercy of Allah, unquote, were uttered by the tongue of Hazrat Yaqub alayhi salam about Hazrat Yusuf alayhi salam, who was the spirit of Allah, a prophet and an imam. Ar-Ruh as the name of the imam. Question number 44. Although the imam has numerous names, what is his name in the language of the science of spirituality? What is its proof? Answer. One blessed name of the holy and pure Imam in the language of spirituality is Ar-Ruh, the Spirit, or the Spirit of Allah, Ruhullah. One of its proofs is that since the Imam is light, Nur, he is the Spirit, for the light is in the form of a living spirit. Thus, the light of Allah and the Spirit of Allah have the same meaning, and there is not the slightest difference in their meaning. The second proof is that Mawla Ali alayhi salam has said, Ana amrullahi wa ruhu, I am the command of God and the Spirit, i.e., His Spirit. And the Quran says, Kulli ruhu min amri rabbi. Say, O Muhammad, that spirit is from the command of my Lord. The third proof is also based on the farman of Mawla Ali alayhi salam. Man arafa nafsahu faqad arafa rabbahu. Those who recognize their soul, i.e., Imam, indeed recognize their Lord. As mentioned earlier, there are many souls in a human being, vegetative, animal, and rational, but unless the fourth soul, namely the Holy Spirit, is attained and recognized, the recognition of the Lord is impossible. It is obvious that the fourth soul is the light of Prophet and the Imam, which is also the real soul of human beings. Thus, the Imam is our real soul, namely the Holy Spirit, and this is the purport of the above mentioned saying of Mawla Ali alayhi salam. Lovers of the soul. Question number 45. Hazrat Maulana Sultan Muhammad Shah alayhi salam has said about certain dignitaries of religion, Buzurgan-e-Din, quote, they were the lovers of their own soul, unquote. Which soul is meant by the soul? Please explain clearly. Answer. What is the point of being a lover of the soul which is generally found in all human beings? One should adore the soul which is in the true guide, i.e., the Prophet and the Imam. It is the soul which is common between the beloved and the lover, and therefore unites them both. Thus, in the past, the soul which the dignitaries of religion adored was the soul of the true guide, which in turn was their own soul containing within itself a world of theophanies. How could they resist being the lovers of such a soul?